Well, isn't this crazy? Yesterday's show, I was wearing this. Next week's show on Sith, I'll probably be wearing this. And today's show, I'm wearing this. Oh my God. What's happening? Only a few more of these StreamYards. Just doing it for the time being. Don't worry. I love the studio as much as you guys do. We have some moves we're going to make to that studio soon, hopefully. I do have Roxy and Brett on today. We did pre-tape this one. So if we missed a few of the stories that are popping on today, which is Thursday, then forgive us. We're going to hit some old stories and probably just kind of bullshit for a little bit. And it'll be a shorter episode. But nonetheless, we wanted to make sure you had one. And there's a couple of things. I mean, this week so far, on Monday, we had the Andor trailer dropped. It got pushed back about a month. You got Lord of the Rings still. People did not like that Roxy wasn't excited for that one. We'll talk about that. I know she looks at the comments, so she knows. But I think they were nice, but nonetheless. Apparently she's making up news articles that she read. But we'll get to the bottom of this. She said no. She's screaming in the waiting room saying no. Brett just ran out. Brett looks like he was at Burning Man for 6 weeks. You got to see him. He's something else right now. So this could be a really fun show, or maybe not. Who the hell knows? But what I want to ask you guys to do is subscribe. Hit that button. Hit that subscribe button. The like, the share. The whole 9 yards. Gonna try to get to 70,000 by the end of the year, man. We're gonna take this show on the road, so you can tell Roxy in person that she's making up articles, and then you can, I don't know, you give Brett a sandwich or something. When you see him, looks like you need one. He needs one, and not because he's skinny, because he looks homeless. Apple Podcasts and Spotify, you guys are doing it, and I appreciate it, and I wanted to thank you. I've asked you to continuously to get Apple Podcasts, to download us, to follow us on Spotify, and the numbers on the audio listens are showing me that you are, and that is important. So important. It's the reason we have such great sponsors like Athletic Greens. So let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. We got Roxy Stryer, Brett Sheridan, and I have so much to talk about, I think. Let's get into it. It's the big thing. What's going on, everybody? Just a few more StreamYard shows to go. First and foremost, Roxy Stryer, Brett Sheridan, and then us.
You know what I can tell today, Kristian?
What's that?
No one's safe today. I can tell. The way that you introed us, I was like, nobody's safe. I mean, you'll come for anybody today, and I'm here for it.
You know my moods well enough now.
Oh, I know them so well. As you're speaking, I was like, Brett and I are in trouble today.
Look at Brett. I mean, Brett.
I just changed it to full definition. That was supposed to help it, but
it looks better. The camera itself. No. Go back to what you were doing. Whatever you just did there made it worse. There you go. But I don't know. You look like you literally just wandered into this room, and you look like you're staring into the screen, and you don't even know that we're here.
Well, I did get halfway to your house.
Yes.
And then turn around and drive home, and then quickly make my bed and turn the AC on. So I am a little flush in the face too. But yeah,
hilarious.
It usually looks pretty good, right, Rox? This is different than.
Are you this red skinned?
No, I don't think
the right
so.
way to phrase that.
I think as he's just running around the place.
But I do have to adjust so my head's the same size as yours. I have to go back to here, or it's just like
it doesn't really matter. It's fine. I mean, that works out for you. I like when you're scattered. Like, oh, by the way, what happened to you at this? I didn't even ask you what happened to you at the comedy show.
My buddy was in town, and I talked about going and seeing it, and then I didn't know it was started at 9:30 at night, and he had to drive back to Oakland the next day pretty early. So it was a night lateness thing.
Listen, I'm not going to tell you that I blame you for that. I woke up at 5:30 in the morning that day, and I said I got to try to get a nap, and I couldn't sleep when I tried to take the nap, and then I got there, took some athletic greens, which helped, and then got there. Oh, this is the best. And did when I think I told this on Sith Council yesterday, so I got to tell you guys because Roxy, Roxy will love this story, and Brett, you'll love the story too. So, and I've told it twice. The poor girl. So
does this have to do with Jay?
Yes.
Unreal. This story's fucking golden. Oh, see, I told you nobody's safe. You are throwing this. This is the bus. You threw her right the fuck under it.
But I'm not gonna say her name. But this is hilarious. So okay, so if you're here, who told you this? Who told you then? Did I tell you this story?
No, here's what happened. Here's how it came to
let me tell the story, and then you tell me how you find out. All right. So we get to the green room of the haha. The haha? No, that's a different club.
It's a different time.
Way different.
Make up the haha?
No, the haha comedy club in Burbank or wherever it is still exists. But anyway, we get to Flappers. And I'd gotten there first. And when I walked in, there was an older woman who was there. She's probably in her 70s, you know. And so I was like, I don't know who that is. So I'm gonna leave her alone, and I'm gonna go practice my thing. So I'm practicing, and I see Ken. So Ken walks across the street, and he and we got there pretty early, waiting for Jake Lewis, who runs the show. So we go in, we check in, we go to the back room, and the lady's still there. And we look up at the screen, and from the previous show beforehand, packed house, Jay Leno's up. And he's doing about an hour, and because Jay apparently goes there every week. It's very nice of him too. It's good for the club. He's a legend in comedy. He's been gone for a long time. So he's performing. He's doing well, and we're talking to the woman, and then this comedian comes in, another 20, right, maybe 25 or so, maybe. And so we start talking to her. She sits next to the older woman, and we're talking, and then the young comedian looks up at the screen and sees Jay Leno. She goes, "Whoa, Jay Leno looks rough." So the old woman looks over and goes, "That's my husband."
Oh shit! Oh,
Ken sitting next to me. Brett, I had my glasses on. All I could do was hit Ken, whacking him with my glasses, and Jake Lewis is in there at this point and has his guitar, and he goes, "Hmm." We just totally abandoned her. Didn't help her at all because we didn't know what to say. All you could say at that moment is no. And she kind of like turned her attention, and she's, I don't know how she got out of it, but then the wife is like such a sweetheart, looks over and goes, "Oh no, he does look like a little rough tonight. He had a long week, right?" And it was hilarious. We tried to convince the girl to bring it up on stage. I thought it would have killed if she would have brought it up on stage.
I would have crushed. I'm sad that she didn't. So what happened was, Kristian, I'm standing there afterwards. You've come and said goodbye and left because again, you woke up at 5:30, and you know me, I'm listening to all conversations.
Yeah.
So I hear Jake go over to the girl,
okay,
and he says to her, "Really hell of a comeback you had today. I didn't know if you're gonna be able to get yourself out of that hole, but the way you were able to come back shows you're a real fucking trooper." And I turned to Ken and I said, "What comeback?" Because I saw her on stage and I was like,
wow,
I don't know what he's talking about.
Oh, and Ken and I had front row seats.
Unbelievable. And the girl responded to Jake and was like, "Oof, do I know how to eat it? Holy shit, that was
I'm telling you, Roxy, like this. Hitting Ken with my glasses. I gotta call Ken. I gotta call him, and I gotta see if he's around so he can tell this.
It was so good. And Ken told me, and I don't know if you can confirm this, Kristian, but Ken said to me that anybody of your generation knows Mavis. Like, he says every person knows who Jay Leno's wife is.
Yeah, you should know her if I had never met her before, but once
you know her name.
Yes.
Mavis Leno's office.
I'm on big thing right now, and we literally just told that story, and I had to call you because I got Brett and Roxy on with me, and and I told the story, and I said that I think I hit you 4 times with my glasses.
Yes. I just remember your eyes were as wide as like sand dollars. Just couldn't believe it. Yes, couldn't believe it.
We just like, and we totally abandoned her. I mean, there was nothing we could do.
Actually, I wrote her after she had followed us, and she put some on Instagram, and I copped to leaving her stranded. But what are we gonna do? What can you do?
You can't do anything except I said it. I said basically it was like that. The only noise I could have made that I didn't was when Yoda gets the treat stolen away by R2D2. He's like, no. The only thing I could have done.
Yeah.
That was it.
Yeah.
But anyway, I wanted to see if there was anything that we missed on that story. So she was a sweetheart of a girl, but she just put her foot in her mouth.
Yeah. But yes, in good recovery. I think I just would have died.
What did she get? What do you remember? How she recovered? Because I just didn't know what was happening.
She went quickly into a story that she had met Colin Jost in New York, and said something like, "Oh, I told him he looked the same, like, because people just look different off camera." And I think Mavis just nodded and went, "Sure, whatever." But
yeah, Mavis is great. Mavis actually
great.
she played it up nice, but that was hilarious. Anyway, I'm glad we shared that moment together, buddy.
Yes.
All right, when are we getting you back on Big Thing?
Is this live on air? Is this a legal document?
This is a legal document. We're gonna hold you to your word.
Okay. Soon enough, after Mark Ellis buys me Wendy's.
Okay, that works. All right, Kenny. All right, talk to you later. Bye.
Let me ask you, Kristian, if your wife is in the green room and you're on stage, and that situation takes place, what do you hope she says to that 25-year-old girl?
Oh, I don't know if my wife handles it the same way. I don't know. I mean, although, if I was tired and everything too, it just depends. I don't think my wife would be there because I think that the thing is with Mavis is that Mavis, you can tell, is like a partner in crime with the comedy itself. My wife is a partner in crime with me in everything I do in our lives. But like when it comes to the comedy, those things, we actually had a great conversation with my wife on the way back. She had said a lot of a lot of things I needed to hear on the way back from that set. But like, it's just different relationships. I don't think she's going to be in the green room kind of waiting, but if that had happened, yeah, she probably would. I don't know. She probably would have stuck up for me at that point. But even though, I mean, Jay looked tired. He's 72 years old. Or whatever the hell he is.
All right, I'm going to ask about it, but what was your conversation on the ride home?
Nothing. It was just, going over my set and certain things. And what I realized about that crowd, like, first of all, like, what if I wasn't in the room, if I wasn't there, what would you have said about the set?
About your set?
Yeah.
I thought you had this the strongest set of the night.
Thank you. But I see that's and in my head, I knew that I had way more work to do. And I was like, as I was going through, I also said to myself, Brett, like, when I was going up all the time, I was my early 30s. I was Roxy's age. I was 30, 31.
A young one, right?
A young one.
You're super young.
100%.
Fresh.
100%. And when I was going up all the time, the energy, and like I was able to bring that energy with me a little bit, but it took it out of me on Saturday night. But I held the energy for 15 minutes.
I feel like you completely had energy, Kristian. Like this is what I thought of the whole show. Do you want my thoughts? Yeah. This is my thoughts on the whole show. I thought both you and Ken are like clearly were veterans of the show. Yeah. Like there was a lot of really young people there. Right. And when both you and Ken took the stage, it was like very needed. I thought that the what's it called? The host of the show. That's what I thought he did great. He was like really moving things along. And I thought Jake Lewis, who I didn't know him. His songs and stuff were so funny.
Yeah, I love Jake.
And I thought that it's a tough position to be in, that when you guys, because you came on 5th or 6th?
I think like there were a couple of comedians there were the newer comedians that started up and they had like 5 minutes apiece. Ken had 10. I had close to 15.
Yeah, Ken did a really good job too. Ken did a really good job too.
He did.
I think that you guys both had really solid sets that were very needed in this show of that was a little rockier with some people, like figuring out how to navigate transitions. Yeah, but I'm not a comedian, so I don't know what I'm talking about.
I know what you were saying, but you said something in the key what ultimately led me to that conversation. I legit, I was like, I felt out of place because I was always talking to people, in my generation when I was on stage. Always. And Brett, I went like this at one point. All right, so who's married? And not one fucking person clapped. And I'm talking about almost 100 people in the audience. Not one fucking person clapped. It was like, and I didn't, and unless Roxy tells me otherwise, I just rolled.
No, you roll with it. I think what you said was good for you guys. Good for you guys.
Yeah.
And I kept going.
I kept going, but I was that had never happened to me before.
That's
where
wild.
I was like once or even, and I was like at one point I said, and then Ellis had sent me a picture that he took from off stage, and I said, and I had an Elon Musk joke that I had made before, and I was like, and I said, holy shit, was Elon Musk on stage? I'm like, I gotta eat a fucking salad. I'm looking, and I was like, jeez, this is terrible. He's like, that's just a bad angle. The second picture's better. And the other,
how is Ellis sending you pictures? Was he there?
did you not see Ellis?
Are you being serious that Ellis was at the show?
Wow.
I texted Ellis beforehand, as I texted
I know. He
Brett.
told me. He said, should I come because you're not performing? Real nice, Roxy.
Because Ellis wasn't performing. Well, I usually go see Ellis.
So what if he said no, don't show up?
I said I thought you were performing tonight. I found out you weren't. And then I was trying to figure out, because I don't want to text you. I didn't know how to get tickets. I didn't know. And by the way,
I knew you were
very
going.
far. It was a whole thing. And I did.
This far.
I showed.
Far.
It's
No,
very
it is
far from us. It was late. Brett wasn't going. I was going to try to go with Brett to get a ride so I could get stoned.
I honestly, had you not been there, I wouldn't have been upset at all.
But I really wanted to go support, and I love comedy, and I wanted to see you. And I've seen you one time before in New York, and I thought that you were awesome. And I saw the YouTube video too, so I really wanted to go. But wait, what was I just going to tell you about the Ellis thing?
Was he there? And
So Ellis texted me saying that he was going to be there. Then I didn't see him there, so I figured he wasn't. And then after yesterday, he texted me saying, "Very cool of you to support our boys last night. Sorry, I had to bail. I wanted to hang out, but Doggy needed the Poppy to snuggle for 11 straight hours." I thought that meant he didn't. I thought that meant he didn't show. That meant he bailed, as in he was there and left and didn't say hi.
Well, you remember he was in the green room. You were watching the show. Ellis is a comedy purist, and etiquette is very, very important for a club for him. And I'll speak on his behalf on this because I'm the same way. You were in a position in the club where you guys were sitting that he is not going to come over there and say, "Hey, I'm over here too." He's letting you watch the show. Had you walked outside or something, he probably would say, "Brett, mute, that computer's driving me nuts. Mute it."
Oh, that's not me.
It's not you?
Me?
Who is that? I heard my voice through it.
Yeah, because I got my headset on, so I don't.
Okay, well, I apologize. But Ellis and the etiquette is very important to him. So that's why he didn't do it. So he was probably waiting. And then when you guys were still in there and he had, because Jake does like 20, 30 minutes or more. I think he does 30. So I think that Ellis was like as Brett said, it was a 9:30 show that ended at like 11. No, it didn't start until like 9:45, 9:50 because Jay Leno was up beforehand and went a little over. So because Tom Dagnino was shithoused.
Oh, was he drunk?
He was shithoused.
I couldn't tell what was going on.
I've known Tom 25 years plus. I've never seen him shithouse as he was, and he had this grin on his face and just the best Finstock gibberish coming out of his mouth. And he's like, "Yeah, I was in the golf course."
Yeah.
I couldn't get a straight answer from him, and he ran into him in the bathroom.
He was belligerent.
Oh,
but
I couldn't tell what was going on. It's hard with him because
he's not a belligerent. He's like when you see Brett's hammered. Brett, like show me a little Brett drunk.
No, yeah. Wait, listen, hey.
And
Roxy, I love you,
right?
Roxy.
And right away, you're like, okay, Brett. Tom's more like, yeah, on a golf course.
Damn.
And he was shithouse. It was hilarious.
I couldn't tell what was happening.
Oh, it was the best.
I can't believe Ellis was there. So Ellis never made his way into the room.
He was on the side. That's where he took those pictures. I think he just watched me and Ken. He didn't stay for the whole show. He was back there with us for a little bit.
Did you watch Ken or no?
I did. I went out right before Ken.
And
right after.
right, but I don't know if that like messes with you or
No. I just had to be. Like I said, I did around 85% new stuff that I was
Wow.
like I was doing. I wanted to do. I just did one old. I opened with an old joke, closed. I mean, even the joke I closed with is the one I posted on YouTube. But I've only done that joke like 4 times on stage.
So when you're talking to your wife, what are you saying? She's talking you through, like, are you saying I did this joke, this joke, this joke?
No,
Like, how is it
I
going?
wasn't going over the full. But I was just saying. I was basically what I said to you is I just felt like I for the first time, honestly, and it's funny saying this on air, but I for the first time regretted taking so much time off of comedy, like with schmoes and everything that I did, knowing of the way that and which is funny though, because I think that the reason why I feel stronger on stage now is because of my time, what I'm doing right now, being able to talk to the audience, having to like riffing with you guys and creating
You
bits.
seem so comfortable. You just seem comfortable there.
I mean, I was always, my stage presence was never a problem on stage. But I'm writing better now. And I felt like I don't know. And it's hindsight type thing, right? It's one of those things where I don't know why I didn't do it. Like when we started and we were doing schmoes and when Schmoes No Movie Show was at its height and Schmodown was at its height, I wasn't doing it. And Ellis must have asked me a million times to do a set, to do this, do that American Comedy Club. I just wasn't. And that's what my wife was basically saying. She's like, it wasn't the time that you wanted to do it. And I said to her, I was like, well, I really want to add this to the repertoire so we can then bring this on the road. And that way I can help the family and we can do for the business. And she's like, I believe that. She's like, but I don't think that's the only reason you're doing it. She's like, I think you need to scratch this itch as an artist. And that's why you're going back and doing it. And so
now, do you feel like I can see where the age of the audience kind of threw you off and stuff, but that's an easy enough tweak where you've got to go, oh yeah, I'm not performing for 40-year-olds anymore for the majority.
It is. Ellis said it great. Ellis said it afterwards. He goes, look, you're going to be in a room with, because that there was really, I think that maybe there was 10 people from Big Thing audience, maybe I saw a bunch of people who had wrote and they were there, and thank you to those people who showed up and that were there and reached out. It was very kind of you and sweet of you. Thank you. But Ellis was like, when you're going on the road and you're doing the shows, you're going to be talking to the audience that knows your stuff and everything too. And they're going to get, because the audience got jokes. It wasn't that. It was just that I just needed, what I wanted to do was maybe what I should have done at that point was maybe maneuvered towards because the jokes that I told back then probably would have went over really well, at the stuff that I used to do. But I wanted, and like Roxy says, I think that they went over fine in the audience that night, but it was newer stuff and I wanted to try it. I'm glad I did, because that to me seems more fresh.
It was such a bizarre audience makeup though, of like single young people. And usually I feel like even like couples, there was somebody who was going around
that audience when I was 30.
Yeah, there was like somebody, Kristian, I don't think it was you, but so you had the one with who's married, but one of the, oh yeah, it was you. And you said, how long have you guys been together? And they're like 2 months. And you're like, what? How about you guys? They're like 4 months. You're like, has anyone been together longer than that? Nobody.
No. I said, my words after that, Roxy, was fuck this.
Yeah, it was super duper weird. Yeah, for sure. And then I think that one of the comics, the other guy named Kristian. Oh, I have a funny story for you guys about Steph in a second. But the other comic named Kristian there that night, he was really young and he had a ton of friends there too.
Okay.
So I think that there was a lot of single people that were with him. But did you hear about what Steph did before the show or no?
I think there was something going on because that guy, when I met him, he's like, "Oh yeah, your friends are here. They're hilarious." So what happened?
I've never seen Steph cower into a ball and want to die. Like,
you say something about Jay Leno too?
Oh my God, this was unbelievable. So we walked into the show, I've never been to, I can say where it was, right, Kristian?
Yeah.
It was at Flappers. I've never been there before. It's a really cool venue. Like, there's a bar that you can go back to. So Steph and I, being who we are, we're like, let's go grab a drink at the bar. We go back to the bar, and for some reason, I don't know why, people have been kind of like fucking with us all day.
Okay.
And so when we went back to the bar, there's this comic named Kristian
Yes.
who was there, and he said, and he turns to Steph, and we're waiting at the bar, and he's waiting there, and he said, "Oh, are you on the show tonight?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm on the show tonight."
Right.
And he said, "Oh, you're on the 9:30 show?" She said, "Yeah, I'm on the 9:30 show." And he was like, "Cool, me too. And she was like, "Yeah, you're on the 9:30 show too." And he was like, "Yes." Wait, are you not on the show? And she was like, "No, I'm not on the show. Why would you think I'm on the show?" And he was like, "Oh, I don't know." And she was like, "Wait, you're really on the show?" He's like, "Yeah, I'm a comic on the show tonight." And she was like, "I'm so sorry. I don't know why I thought that you were and
You were sitting right there with her.
Oh my God, I was crying. I was laughing so hard I couldn't get her out of the hole. And I was just like, "Why do you think he was fucking with you?" She was like, "I don't know.
Something in the air.
Something." She just like cowered into a little ball, and she was like, "No, good luck, good luck." He was like, "Well, now I'm not gonna have good luck on the show." She's like, "Oh my God, oh my God." She was like so stressed about it, but just who knows why in that moment she thought that this guy was fucking with her. And she was like, "Yeah, I'm on the show." Yeah.
Brett, do you know that I think that I found She Knows I'm the Best?
Oh, really?
I think I found it.
What is this?
So this is maybe 20 years ago, Roxy, at least 18 years ago, and we were at the Improv. I think it was, Brett.
I think, yeah.
I think it was the Improv, and I did this joke about the beach. And there's an old lady. She had to be Jay Leno's age, and she's sitting in the front. And I said something along. I said, "Oh, people, when you just go to the beach. Everybody goes to the beach for the same reason. That's to pee in the ocean." And I said, and I go, "Yeah, and old people are doing it. They don't even know they're doing it. They're old, right?" And I point to her, and they go, "Oh," and I go, "Oh, she knows how." And we always, and I think hold on. Hey. No, it's not. Hold on. It's old.
She knows something.
I gotta find it.
Did that play or no?
Yeah, I'll play it.
Okay.
Like, oh, that's a dog bit.
You have
That's
this on
it.
your
I
phone?
got it.
I go to pee in the ocean. I do. Why? Because it's fun. Because you always feel like you're getting away with something, right? And you know everyone else is doing it next to you. Right? That's peeing in the ocean. Little kids are running around like machine guns. I do it for redemption. Old people are doing it. Old people peeing the sand people's faces. They don't know they're old. Right? Just you know, she knows I'm the best.
She knows I'm the best.
Brett and I have been quoting that for like 20 years. She knows I'm the best.
So what is going through your mind when you said that? Just when
know.
you spit out?
Probably Jägermeister. It was going.
Yeah.
At that point. But no, I'm just kidding. But I was,
Amazing.
but it was just a lot of energy, and I remember going, "She knows I'm the best." The lady was great. The lady was great. I mean, I can't imagine she's still with us. Maybe she was. Strong old bat. Who knows?
Strong old bat.
Not wrong. Strong. Old bat. Oh, man. All right, listen. But you know why I think she's still around? I think she takes athletic greens.
Best transition yet, Chris.
Thank you. She should be taking athletic greens, and you should be taking athletic greens, and everybody should be taking athletic greens, because not only am I the best, athletic greens is the best. I love athletic greens. I really do it. And had it not been for athletic greens, I'll tell you right now, as soon as I'm done with the show, I got to pick up my daughter from karate, and I got to go to a screening tonight. I am drinking some athletic greens to wake my ass up. I was up at 5:30 in the morning again today. And athletic greens is going to help me out, because the vitamins it gives you so much better gut health and more energy, optimized immune system. Not a big pills and vitamins person at all. I wanted something that tastes great. And this is it. This is what I did. And I love it. And I drink it all the time, and Brett drinks it all the time. Roxy, have you gotten hooked on it yet?
Yeah, it's really good.
It's so good, and everybody's using it now. Steph's on it, Roxy's on it. Everybody's using it now, and it's one of those things that people at first you're hesitant about it because like, it's green. I don't know what it is. Tastes good. and I take it because it really helps me, and it's part of my daily routine now. And I've given it to all my family. I've given it to all my friends. They love it. Contains less than 1 gram of sugar, no nasty chemicals, better sleep quality and recovery. A lot of the audience is getting it. I saw our buddy AJ Lancaster, who's a supporter of this show for a very long time. I saw that he's been taking it recently. He loves it. I just took his screenshot today, sent it to the podcast rep. And so I'm excited that everyone's really loving it. And Athletic Greens has over 7,000 5-star reviews, and it's getting more and more by the day. Time to reclaim your health and arm your immune system with convenient daily nutrition. 1 scoop in a cup of water every day. That's it. I take it in a water bottle. I shake it up. Boom. Done. And what a deal we have for you. They give you a free 1-year supply of supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. All you have to do is visit athleticgreens.com/big thing. Again, athleticgreens.com/big thing. Take ownership over your health and pick up the ultimate daily nutritional insurance. You help yourself, you help the show. I'm really, really excited that everybody has been jumping on board with the Athletic Greens. There's a reason why, by the way, that they have signed on as a sponsor on the show going forward. I tell you that, Roxy, they signed on for more.
You didn't. I'm the last to know everything, Kristian.
Well, I'm telling you now. And they sign on for more because people are digging it and people are enjoying it. People are buying it.
I feel like everybody knows that all the best things in life are green. Come on.
I'm surprised how much I love them. I really do. Because when they came on, I was like, oh, it sounds like something I might enjoy. And it's like, I want them to be part of this show for as long as we do it. I love Athletic Greens. So make sure you get it. That helps the show. All right, let's actually talk about some other stuff outside of comedy and whatever too. That was like a 25-minute conversation.
Yeah, but I am really glad we had it because I was super curious. You know, I always like to pick your brain about those things, and you had to jet out of there afterwards. Although you did say goodbye to me.
I wanted to make sure I didn't want you guys sitting there and then didn't even say goodbye and thank you for showing up. Same thing with I love that club. That club's really good. It's a good little club. I want to do a big thing show there.
It'd be so cool. I love that venue.
It's good.
Why didn't you invite me to the green room?
Because it's really
like
it's just comedians, and it's like, and they have process wise and that.
I'm fucking so funny.
You really, I mean, I gotta tell you, you want to do a 20-minute set next time?
Yeah, I do.
No, you don't.
Yeah, I do.
You want to try it? All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
I'll get you 5 minutes. I mean, look, I could get you on that show. You just have to make sure you got like 10 people in the room, and then you just brace yourself for impact.
What do you call a sister who cries?
Well, your sister gonna watch your set?
A crisis.
Okay. It's like one of the jokes that kid from Ghostbusters could have told. If you don't like that movie,
I got plenty of those.
I gotta tell you, I watched that movie again. You're out of your mind. It's a great movie.
No.
Yes, it is. It's a good movie.
No, it's a really good 15 minutes of a movie.
No, it's good. I like it. And today is Thursday, by the way, so I can talk about this.
Yeah.
Now I can talk about Prey. Have you seen Prey yet?
No.
Do you know what Prey is?
Yeah.
Okay. So Prey is the sequel to oh my God, I can't say sequel. I have to say prequel because it takes place 200 years before. And I said sequel, and every comment
they killed you.
Holy shit! What? Is it not a sequel?
It's just the way that we always refer to everything as sequels. You know,
it's just another part of the franchise. And I was talking about how it takes 200. Well, wait a minute. Did you really see it?
Oh my God.
The people that were just giving me a correction and go, actually, Kristian, it's a prequel. They're fine. It's the ones that are trying to go, I got you. You didn't see it.
Gotcha.
You said it's a sequel. What the fuck is wrong with these people? Like not the ones again, not the ones who are just like, dude, just a correction. And it's like, okay. But I was at one point, I had seen it so many times. I think I wrote back, Brett, holy shit. So who cares? Who cares? And
what good lives all of these people must have that this is their worry.
I mean, it's again, like I said, I am not going after the people who are just trying to correct me to say, by the way, that's okay. I do that too. Like if someone's saying, but it technically it's a prequel.
It's like the people who told me to learn to read, Kristian.
What? Learn what?
You should
learn to read. They all told me learn.
Yeah,
to
I know.
Read.
I know it's true. Then you couldn't do it.
Why'd you have to learn to read? Because of what?
Because of the Game of Thrones thing. I'll tell you after the Prey. Tell us about Prey. It was good, bad, somewhere in between.
What is it a prequel to?
Predator.
Oh, okay.
Prequel to Predator. So here there are this is to me, and I need to I said something in my reaction that I want to be careful about because I want to rewatch Predator 2. I always liked Predator 2, but always said, okay, but it's just kind of a rehash of the same thing. And Gary Busey's in it, so I probably liked it a little more than I should. And Danny Glover's in it too. So, and it's got a great alien ship scene at the very end. But I haven't seen it in 15, 20 years. So I've got to revisit it before I say that Prey is the second best Predator movie. Because what I do like what Prey did was they went back to basics, and it is a small budget horror film, really. I think that I'd rather it's oh shoot, I don't want to tell you it's Comanche. I might be wrong, but either way, I would rather there's a version where you can actually watch it in their native in the native language and not with them speaking English. I think I would have preferred to watch that because I thought that the main girl was great, but the kind of modern English threw me off just a little bit, sometimes here and there. There were sometimes she's fantastic in the role. I got to get her.
Amber Mid-Thunder.
Thank you. She's got a lot of charisma. She pulls it off. There are some things that are happening with backflips and other shit that I was like, I don't know. That's kind of Hawkeye-ish to me with stuff going on that I could have probably. I liked the reminded me of the way that I can't remember her name in the original Predator, but how she was also, but this character is very smart. Mid-Thunder's awesome in the role and the way that she plays it out, the strategy behind it. But it's just kind of a raw, back to basics horror action film, where she is part of this tribe, and her and her brother's like the main hunter of the village, and there's a lion that's kind of causing some havoc. So they go out to find the lion, but the lion ain't the only thing hunting people out there in the woods. And then it's just that kind of old school Predator picking shit off, and you put it together. But I was
How do you
mad
feel about this being on Hulu?
I like that it's on Hulu. I know that some people were like want it to be in the theater, but I think that because it's so small and because it doesn't have any major stars, it's a risk to put it in theaters, and it's a risk that, like, for people who want to see it in theaters, I understand why they would want to see it in theaters. But business wise, I think it makes more sense to put it on Hulu. I think you get more eyes on it on Hulu, the same way that you make like smaller movies, $30-40 million movies, which is a smaller movie now these days.
Yeah.
Those are not easy to get people to watch now. Not in the theater, and especially after the pandemic. Like after the pandemic, it's a matter of Marvel, DC, Star Wars. I mean, there are some movies that pop. You look at Top Gun, obviously, the Lost City with Sandra Bullock, because but those movies, man. I mean, Top Gun cost $185 million to make. So these smaller movies with no big stars, that movie wouldn't do very well in the theater. It'll do way better in Hulu, and you probably get a few sequels out of it.
It's a Dan Trachtenberg movie.
Yeah. 10 Cloverfield Lane.
Yeah, and he also did the pilot of The Boys.
Oh wow. Okay, so I thought it's definitely got it's violent, and it's brutal at times. And someone had said it though in the comments when I did my out of the theater reaction, and they said, so in the original movie there was a character named Billy. Do you remember Billy, Brett?
Sure.
No, not really. Do you remember the first movie?
I watched it when it came out. So how long ago was that?
Predator 1 it's 1987. Predator 1 is one of my favorite movies of all time. I can recite it back and forth, and I know it really, really well. But there's a character named Billy that I was hoping that some way or another, like that this was his ancestor somehow. And maybe it turns out that they will be, but I loved that that someone wrote that in the comments. I enjoyed watching it for sure. It's brutal. It's not too long, so I would check it out on Hulu if you can. Did you watch the Andor trailer? How good is that?
Yeah, that looked sick.
And Roxy, before we end the show here today, because I got to end a little early, what'd you think about the trailer of Andor?
I thought it looked awesome. Like that looked really, really well done. I'm intrigued. I thought the music too was like very suspenseful, and I love the just so fat we got in under their noses. Like the stakes seem high.
It's like a movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks like a full-blown movie. It looks awesome.
This is the first one they're doing. They're not doing any on the volume. This is all locations.
Damn.
Right, what'd you think?
That was
really
good. I'm super stoked on that because again, I don't recognize any storylines. I don't recognize. It's like something fresh, like The Mandalorian, and again, that music it's Star Warsy, but it's not. It's like
I actually think someone said I think it's from Squid Game. That music.
Oh, really?
That's what it sounded like, kind of.
That's what someone said that it was the music from Squid Game.
But
to use
they couldn't pull actual Squid Game music for this, though, right?
For trailers, you can use whatever the hell you want. It's trailer music. Trailer music, you can use whatever you want.
Yeah, but you would think that'd be weird that it would be Squid Game as just a show. Whatever.
All right.
Whatever. So anyway, so I showed Roxy and Brett that trailer because they hadn't seen it, but everybody's excited about it. I agree. I think that the reason why it looks is one of the things we talked about on Sith Council yesterday. We had Miguel Fernandez from Star Wars Newsnet on the show, one of the writers over there. And we just talked about exactly that the stakes are you don't there's no standards that you're holding the characters to. Like, sure, Andor and you know what happens to him, but it's the inner workings and like even like Skarsgård and so what's the actress's name from Morbius that's in that you see her she's in the trailer.
Is she the main girl in Morbius?
She is, yeah.
It was like Isabel or something. Let me look.
She's great, and so
she was so good in that movie too.
She was.
Adria Arjona.
Okay, so you see her in the trailer, and I think she plays the love interest for Diego Luna. Clearly, she doesn't make it out of it. She might make it out of season 1, but if season 2 and season 3 come along, she's where the hell is she by the time Rogue One comes? So, anyway, look, shorter show today. I want to thank Brett and Roxy for joining us. I know it's kind of like just us kind of bullshitting, but sometimes those shows are fun. They're good, and if you don't like it,
hey.
That's right. So thank you to Roxy, thank you to Brett, thank you to you guys. Once again, make sure Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. Subscribe to the show. Do everything you got to do. We appreciate you. We'll be back here tomorrow for Capes and Cowls. Myself, Winston, and Coy. It's the Big Thing comic book movie show. So check us out, and we'll see you tomorrow. Peace.